everyone, welcome to Big Day Paints Streaming. How good? G'day Shadow Illustrated, how are you champions? Cool, yeah, we're just going to continue our paint job on Pokou, from the super cool Kickstarter happening right now for, what are they called? Nico Galaxy? Inno Kingdoms, they're called. Alright, let's do it. Ah, Shadow Illustrated, yeah, that is a bit more. That is a little bit more pronounceable. I'll miss Shadow Uvray though. Oh, need a bit of water in there. Boop, 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 boop. Yep, nothing exciting happened in the last few days, so I don't really have anything exciting to talk about. I'm just going to get excited about painting this chick today. So, unfortunately, the only thing I've been doing in the last few days is playing Darkest Dungeon, working, and that is it. So, unless you want me to talk about Darkest Dungeon, which I could. Could quite easily. Alright. So the plan for this finished paint job is we want it to be really red clothes, fabric, red blood spattering, red glow. So we're going to try and do all reds eventually. We're not there yet, but we will be. Oh. This is the only bit up here that's metal. These little bits of hair maybe. I very much like this model. This is my favourite of the models in the Kickstarter. So I am very lucky that I am getting to paint her. Yeah, she's got a little bit of something special happening. A really evil magical sort of corruption vibe happening, which is a nice sort of physical contrast to the smooth skins and the attractive face, which is, yeah, I agree with you, very neat. Okay, so bit of this. So at the moment I still haven't really decided on where like the red glow is going to be. So I'm treating all of the metal areas as just normal reflective metal until such time as I figure out where I want all the elements. There's obviously going to be a glow or a thanks Couganart for the subscription on Prime. Thanks, mate. Yeah, we'll do some blood effects here, some blood effects down here. But yeah, the tricky part will be the red glow. I want to try and have 3 different types of red sort of happening on the model. So the red glow, the red blood spatter, and then the red fabric. So each of those elements is going to hopefully have a different red happening. So this colour that I've mixed up here is very similar to the Chimera Paint Morning Sky. Yeah, I think we'll do something. I was thinking something from this direction. So we'll have like a red from there and get some nice red light on this sort of thing. We'll create a nice little area of light there. Allow for some red on this. I sort of want to have this slightly ethereal blue glow on this side, just to provide a warm cold contrast, but I don't want it to be very intense. I want it to be quite subtle. So that's what we'll go with eventually when we get around to it. I think I said on this last on Monday night stream, I'm just enjoying painting this model and feeling no real rush to knock her over. It's been a nice couple of weeks break and don't really have any projects that I'm trying to get done by a specific time, so yeah, we're just gonna relax and enjoy painting this chick for as long as she takes. Not that I was not relaxed and enjoying my painting previously, but you know what I mean. It's just a bit of pressure when you're trying to compete at an event. So this Kickstarter's got, I think, 20 days or 15 days to go. It seems to be going okay. It's always hard to tell with miniature Kickstarters. You never sort of know how much they've got planned. Like, at least with a board game, you usually get a sense that they know exactly how much they need to get these ones, I sometimes feel like they actually do it well, the way that they're supposed to do a Kickstarter, or the way that you should do a Kickstarter, which is just, we've got some ideas, let's see how much money we can make and we'll turn those ideas into a reality. That's sort of sometimes how it feels with mini Kickstarters, which is why sometimes you get halfway through or the end of a Kickstarter and you're like, well, it doesn't look like there's anything else coming, because they didn't have any plans. They might have some artwork or some drawings, but that's sort of it. So hopefully there's a few more bits and pieces coming towards the end. Oh, I've lost video. Wow. What an annoyingly early experience for that to happen. And we're back. Good work, mate. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Sunday morning rain is falling. I do like painting non-metallic metal sometimes. Super fun. Super fun. When you hit on a iron ant, how good was I when I first had lessons? Which lessons? Which lessons are you referring to? I've had private coaching with some really good painters, and I've had group lessons with Meg Maples and some other people, but look, I was probably at a reasonable level. I painted a lot, but I probably could find some pictures of the stuff that I was doing back then, but it wasn't very good, mate. I mean, it was fine, but it wasn't anything special. Are you asking because you're concerned about your own skill level in going to a class, or are you asking just for comparison's sake, or? Yeah. In that case, mate, Meg's a very good teacher. She caters the classes to a level, whatever level you are. So if you're, at the beginning of your journey, a painting journey, there's material in there that'll be really relevant for you. But there's also stuff where she'll push you if you're not. If you're advanced from that sort of stage. So, yeah, if you're considering taking lessons with Megan, definitely do it. Worthwhile. probably the one thing, that I had over other people, maybe in Meg's class, was just my drive, like my willingness to practice, my brush control, just because of the amount of painting that I've done. So, I say all the time, anyone can be a good painter. Like it's a skill that you can teach. The skill that you can't teach is the absolute drive, the willingness to continue to push yourself. That's where many people fall short. I've known a lot of painters who are significantly more technically capable than me. I've known many painters who are much better at understanding like colour theory and mixing colours and that sort of gear. But I haven't known many painters who've got my level of ability to fixate on something at the exclusion of pretty much everything else and continue to push at that level. But yeah, I mean, if you live in Brisbane, mate, and you want to come have some lessons at my place, you're welcome to. Done a couple of classes. Can't promise they'll be good, but I can promise that I'll be present. So I'm trying to do sort of a metal on this piece that's a little different to how I normally approach metal. I mean, I use similar colours, but I am trying to really create a metal texture. You know, on these things, I'm really focusing on the direction of my brush strokes when I'm adding in each of these stages of colour. So, just really want to try and just try and get better and different at non-metallic metal. Welcome to come move to Brisbane if you want. It's a beautiful place of the world. I love it in Brisbane. Can't get in at the moment. You can try. Wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, I think I've got the exact same set, and I've got the that little booklet. I also bought the video for his Arbel, so I haven't watched it yet, but I do plan on watching it soon. I'll put that on my list of things to do, actually. Honestly, just like so many things in miniature painting, it's not about the colours, you know. It's not about the way you mix colours. It's about the technique and the application of the colours, and his technique is really hard to visualise from a couple of little pictures, you know. I try to always think about non-metallic metal the same way as I think about the majority of my painting. Just ask yourself, where's the direction of the light? Where is the direction of the light? And that usually informs a lot of the decisions that I'm making. So if we look at this model as an example, we can see the direction of the light is from this direction. If you look at the highlighting on this arm, we've got light coming from there. We've got light on this shoulder. There probably should be more of a shadow here, which I will incorporate later on. Light here, light here, light here. So the metal, if the light's coming from this direction, then we're going to get, because this is a cylinder, a line of light down here. We've got these with the same direction of light, and these things I'm working on a very similar direction of light as well. So each volume is going to interact in a different way to light. So first question is, where's the light coming from? Second question is, how will this surface interact with light? So we know the light's coming from here, so I'm going to make this entire panel, which is a relatively flat panel, be a highlight, like that. Same with this little spot here. This is facing the light, so the light's going to reflect on this here. These bits are a little bit trickier, because if the light's coming from here, then what you get is you get this little part is a rim light, an edge light. This is a little bit of light here, and then we have this glowy sort of light down this bit here. So, g'day Ashenhold, thanks buddy. Hope you're doing well, mate. Yeah, so each of these objects will react to the light in a very specific way. So we're going to ask that same question every time. Where's the light coming from? Great. How will this surface interact with the light? When you get into pretty advanced stuff, you then ask questions like, how will this surface interact with the light, and what other surfaces near it are also going to cause interactions with the light? So as an example, thanks mate, yeah. That wasn't triggered by the sledging I copped on stream the other night, by the way. I was just due. So this panel here is a great example, right? So I've got light coming from the top, and then I'm also going to have a light from the bottom, which is basically the light reflecting off of the ground, or light reflecting off of these little objects. So when you understand that's what Michael Pizarski, the great man, also does, and you realise that's really hard to explain in several small pictures, yeah, you may find it starts coming together a little bit more for you. May not, I may have made it worse. Maybe taking this one a little bit too green, but that's not going to be a concern, I don't think. I think we can work with a bit of green, and we're going to incorporate a lot more red. And that's where non-metallic metal is most different to normal painting. You're using the same techniques, highlight, shadow, application of paint, but it's about where you place those lights, how big those highlights are. That's the main difference, and that's the part that, mate, it still catches me out all the time. I practice a lot. on non-metallic metal, and I don't think I get it right very often. That may be all I need. In darkness, she is all I see. Come and rest your bones with me. Driving slow on Sunday morning. I never want to leave. So at this point in time, I'm pretty keen to do some tattoos on this girl. Haven't really thought how aggressively I want to do the tattoos, but I think it'd be cool to further lean into that contrast change between the smooth skin and then all of the various red elements that I want to include, as well as then have the tattoos. I think that could be cool. G'day, Broadside. Actually, I do have something exciting to talk about. I just remembered. I started watching Ted Lasso. I've only watched 2 episodes, so don't tell me anything about the show other than that you really like it. But, oh my god, it could be my new favourite show. It could be my new favourite. It is just really funny. Really, really funny. And if you haven't heard of what Ted Lasso is, there was initially a skit done for like NBC Sports Network or something about this American college football coach who got signed to a Premier League team to be the coach, but he knows nothing about soccer. So he's getting interviewed by reporters and asked about the game, and he just doesn't know anything about the game. So it's proving to be very funny. Very funny indeed. Alright, let's get... So I'll report back once I've finished the show. But for the moment, it's a recommendation of definitely watch Ted Lasso. Alright. Cool. Cool. So we're not finished that necklace yet, but certainly on a good path. The third season of Sex Education was also very good, by the way, in case you're interested in more of my television recommendations. Found it quite amusing. Alright. That all looks a little bit messy at the moment, so let's make it look less messy. Clean things up a bit. G'day, Celery. Thanks, Shadow Uvray. Have a good one, champion. Thanks, mate. Yeah, nice to have a little break, but I like painting so much. Right, that already looks significantly better. Let's just read out a little bit more. Okay. Alrighty then. Payback is a bitch. Woo! Payback is a bitch. G'day, Dark Astaroth. Thanks for following, mate. I know I'm being probably exceptionally boring tonight, friends, but I'm very excited about painting this model. Each of these little bits takes a fair amount of my brain power. Just alright. Might leave that bit for the moment. I think that looks okay as it is. So we're going to do the gems in red. They're going to be rubies, obviously. It makes sense. Let's put some ruby colours in there now. Ruby, 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 ruby! Whoa, whoa, whoa. What you do to me? Little gemstones. So this approach I'm doing here, anytime I do a gemstone, it's something you want to be really vibrant and intense. It's very hard to get a vibrant and intense colour over a black. So I tend to put a bit of white over a colour I want to be really intense. And we'll go on to that later. Let's keep doing other bits and pieces. Alright, I'm definitely firming on this red glow from this direction. But I'm softening on the idea of the red fabric. That'll lessen the impact of the red glow. There's so many elements on this model, like you could just spend hours and hours just painting the hairpiece with all of the detail on that. How good. I think we'll do the hair bit first before we do the metal bits up the top here. I can't seem to settle on her hair colour, by the way. I keep changing it. Oh, not long. maybe 5-10 minutes. It's a combination of some rough stippling and some glazes and some contrast paints, and yeah, just some slightly different colours. So I'll probably keep tweaking it a little bit more. I want to maybe see some veins, like some blue veins on there as well, but this is another one of those fucking Camelot versus the Crusader things, isn't it? Where everyone's going to be fucking obsessed with something really pathetic like the arm. You're a joker. Oh, I've actually got a couple of pieces for sale at the moment. I wonder if I should advertise those. Should probably do it on my grams. I don't think I'm going to do this metal. I think I'm going to do this in like leather. Astrid South, thanks for following. Yeah, I can't decide on this tattoo situation. Every time I have like really nice smooth skin like this, I'm always thinking, yeah, it'd look mad if I did some tattoos. But then I get to this point where I've done all this cool work on the skin, making the skin look super smooth, and I think to myself, I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to mess it up. Alright, we might do a little bit more on the skin, I think. Particularly the face. G'day, $2. What's going on, mate? How's things in beautiful Melbourne today? Lockdown and loving it, no doubt. All right. Let's get a bit crazy. Go, Frog Jim. Let's get a bit crazy. I'm still figuring out all of what I want to do with the face and the lighting and everything. So if this looks a little bit disjointed, it's because it is, and I don't really understand the lighting that I'm trying to go for yet. So it probably will get better, but I make no promises. It may stay equally as bad as it looks right now. I think I want to add a little bit of airbrushing to this area before we go too much further. Well, I've got two airbrushes, so it depends which airbrush I'm using. But I do have a fine detail airbrush, which is a 0.2, I think, and then I have a larger airbrush, which is a 0.3, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, I'd recommend that. I use mine a lot, but it's good fun. If you don't enjoy using it, then you're not going to use it. So try to do some shit, man. That'll make you more interested in using it. Although I actually do need to clean this. I'm going to clean it right now. I'm going to clean my airbrush right this very second because I'm about to do some crazy shit. So let's clean that bad boy. You can all watch me clean my airbrush. How good. Alright, so there's lots of little jobbos. I buy these plastic shot glasses when I do my airbrush cleaning so that I don't lose the jobbos. This says H2O on it. It isn't H2O. It is in fact methylated spirits. So if you're ever at my house and you are thirsty, don't drink out of my H2O container. That would be somewhat of an egregious error. And then there's this little teensy tiny little bit, and this is the only bit you need to actually worry about not losing. The rest of them are big enough that you'll find them on the ground, but this little jobbo you need to get right. Okay. So then I buy these little fucking things. They're called Pixters. And they're for cleaning between your teeth. Who would put this between their teeth? I'll never fucking know, but I certainly wouldn't. No, don't do it. So I'm going to get the little nozzle thingy in there. Oh, look at that. You think it's clean. And then you find all this junk in there. Oh, look at that, I've got red shit in there. Wow. Fuck me. Awesome. Great. So the second thing I do sometimes, if I can, is try and go, yeah, little fucking bugger. Try and go from this end as well. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, now we're cooking with gas. I also use these little bad boys. Mate, coming in from behind's Pro Strats. These little bad boys, you don't really need to use this on the outside, but I like it to be nice and shiny. Makes me feel like I've done a good job, even though the outside doesn't actually have anything to do with what's on the inside. Which is a great lesson for life, really. Fantastic life lesson. Alright, great. Give that a little tweak. Perfect. So that bit's the main bit. This is the second bit that you need to get right. That's usually pretty tricky. Beautiful. Now I always do this bit because I use the needle to clean out this little jobbo. Don't recommend this. You can actually buy a specific cleaning implement for this little bit, which I would recommend doing that, but I could not be asked. So I usually just soak it in the metho for a bit and then use the needle to try and clean out any excess. The tip of my needle is ever so slightly bent. Not from doing this, I actually dropped the fucker, but alright, good. Does he? Yeah. I don't know. I've never felt the need to use those. My good mate Gavin though, he uses them. He reckons they're very good, so he knows more about airbrushes than I do. Alright, that should be all she wrote. Let's just give this little bit a little tweak. So this bit here, again, is the crucial part that you can get wrong, lose your bit, and then you're like, fuck me, I need to buy a new bit for my airbrush or a whole new airbrush. So always be careful with this one. Don't over tighten it. This is one of the things that I did, is I over tightened it and snapped my airbrush bit, so don't over tighten it. And then this bad boy. Cool. And then I might just give that a little clean. This is riveting stuff, eh? Riveting stuff. I don't clean my airbrush that often. Like I think I've been streaming for like 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 7.5. And I think I've cleaned my airbrush on stream. That's the only time I've done it. Maybe 3 or 4 times. So I'm cleaning my airbrush once every 2 months, on average. And I do a lot of painting, so cool. Right, so now we put this little jobbo in, like so. This little bad boy goes to there. Little spring-a-ling. And this little bad boy. Cool. My good friend Gavin told me you should never go this direction when you put your airbrush in. He thinks you should always go from the front back. I would trust Gavin with his recommendations. He's more likely to know what he's talking about than I am. But I never think about doing it that way, so. Tighten that bad boy up. This jobbo goes back on. I haven't gone far enough in there. Take that bad boy out. Tighten him up a bit more. Boom. Alright. Done. How long did that take? I don't know. But didn't feel like a long time. You chuck these ones. Can't use them again. But I usually keep this, use it a couple of times. Not that those little things are expensive, but I don't know, they're like $3 for a packet. Alright, so then I just usually spray a bit of water. And then I'll run some of this stuff through it. That's backflow. That was H2O, the actual water, not H2O from my methylated spirits bottle. No, actually I haven't had a beer in a couple of weeks. Just yeah, haven't felt like it. Trying to lose some weight. Thought I'd lay off the beers. It's been good. I'm not addicted to beer. I enjoy having a beer, but yeah, missing out on some beers is not really a concern. Okay, let's just say we're back on her. That feels much better already. Good. Okay, so what colours do I want to do on this skin tone? I think we want to try and lean into that red eyeshadow. Maybe I'll go with a dark red. Maybe wine red, actually. Wine red. Let's black red. Wine red. All right, let us try this. $2. Thanks, mate. 3 months, crazy. Okay, good. Has it been 3 months since you've sort of started display painting as well? Is that sort of a similar time frame? Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. Feel like your progress in that time has been really good. Probably in another couple of months you'll be better than me. And you're already better than Benny. Crusader. Yeah. You can probably see why a lot of people talk about Chimera, hey? Why a lot of people use them. I use them quite a bit. They really do. Just a little bit of voluminous pink, I think. Little bit of voluminous pink. The arm, the burnt arm, yeah, it looks okay. We'll see. There's still time, mate. We'll just keep tweaking, keep having a play. We'll just keep having a play, mate. All right. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Here we go. Actually, I don't think I'll do what I was going to do right now. I think I'll save that. I need to do this fabric first. Yep. All right. Stand by. I want you in my room. Let's spend the night together from now until forever. Boom, 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 boom. I wanna have a burnt arm. Yeah, it looks like a burnt arm, but hey. It's gonna keep chipping away. Roger, I'll have a look. Okay. I feel significantly better about the face now. I can still continue to add highlights and so forth, but yeah, I feel much better about the face. Okay, so let's just sharpen these edges up. I gotta have a look at your pictures now. Which one, dickhead? Hello.
Hi, mate.
Which what work in progress or?
Yeah, I'm working progress.
Ah, nice. Let me put it up on the stream. How you going?
I'm good, thanks, mate.
That's good.
Let me just mute the stream.
Yeah, cool. What colours have you been using from there? You've just been mixing colours up for?
Yeah, just mixing colours up, but predominantly using the scale artist skin set.
Yep. They got a really nice buttery texture, eh?
They really do.
Yeah. You think people think you're being a dickhead when you say, "Oh, real buttery," and you're like, "Whatever, mate. That's just such a wanky way to describe paint." But you feel that way when you're using them. So
I think that's the exact way to describe it. You know, creamy blends, buttery blends. You know.
But people don't know what you mean until they actually experience it, and they're like, "Oh, wow, that is buttery smooth."
Yeah, for sure. No, it's been good fun playing around with them. They're very different. The thick-bodied stuff is it's cool to just slap it all onto the piece and just sort of move it around and go nuts with it until you come up with something you like. So
I quite like wet blending as a technique.
Yeah.
Like I use it quite a lot. But funnily enough, I've never actually used it with paints like that, where it's almost sort of designed for that purpose. Never used it, so yeah, I should probably get some.
Yeah, you're a big advocate for Joe Sonia's Magic Mix, right? To help out everything else.
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah.
How's lockdown life going? Hey, Benny. Hey, Bunny. Look, we've got a famous artist. Oh, boulder dashing. Thank you, mate. Yeah, we've got a famous artist on with us tonight. It's Ben X Layton's number one fan.
It is. Number two fan. I think Bunny's number one.
Yeah. Ben has an OnlyFans.
Bunny's better than all of us anyway, so.
She is. She is indeed. Yeah, it's been good coming back to stream, but I haven't come back like flying with thousands of views or anything.
Well, I guess the last time we were all in a chat together, it was pretty wild. So
it was wild times,
but
mate.
I think things will get back to normal pretty quickly, mate.
It was wild times. It was wild times. No, it was good experience to have. Sometimes you got to make mistakes to learn from them. So take from that what you will.
So, Inner Kingdoms is an interesting one. It's almost yanked all of my money, but it's got none at the moment. You know,
Yeah.
I've got a lot of orders coming in from here, there, and everywhere, and Inu might be the last one for a little bit, just to stock up. We've had many discussions back and forth on Inu Kingdom. Yeah, Bunny's gone all in. She's got everything coming.
Yeah, Bunny and I have a tendency to like pretty similar things, I think, and Inu Kingdoms is literally like my absolute jam. I'm all about fantasy over sci-fi, and I love naked ladies, so it's like a perfect combination for me.
Yeah, I mean, I probably am on the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm probably sit more aligned with Benny, as we are all about craggly old men, it seems.
Do you like the sci-fi stuff, don't you?
I don't mind sci-fi stuff, but I've probably got a tendency to lean more towards. I guess I'm pretty young in this sort of exploration, so I think I've had the most fun painting. Spira stuff, like the Cormac was a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to the Goblin when that comes.
Yeah,
I think we're going to see so many cool versions of it.
I got the Goblin. It's the first one I've got for quite a while, actually, so I'm pretty frothing about it.
Yeah, but I guess I probably have a bit of a pinch for historical stuff too. Actually, I like that sort of stuff. So I know it's not for everyone, but I don't know. There's something about it. It's like Benny always looks at me perplexed when I talk about historicals. He's always like, "What's going on there, mate?"
I do like painting historical stuff, mate. As you know, I find it's a nice experience trying to come up with color schemes that are not anachronistic and sort of work, but at the same time have contrast, have interesting colors and stuff in them. So I find that experience nice.
I think they're doing historicals is the most exciting for me, or the most exciting part about doing historicals for me is that like they belong somewhere, I guess. So you're trying to really fit them into where they come from.
Yeah.
I quite like that aspect of it. I've got a fair few coming from Fur, hopefully sooner rather than later, but we never know with the current shipping state. So
fucking crazy times, eh? Crazy times.
Yeah.
Shipping.
Yeah. But no, as for science fiction stuff, the only real sci-fi thing that I've done for bigger scale for display stuff is Zill, and that was quite a challenge, that model.
Yeah. The sci-fi, I've done a few sci-fi bits and pieces. Well, I've done a lot of stuff in general, but the challenge I find with sci-fi is you want to go into like really cool lighting and all sorts of interesting effects because you think cyberpunk, sci-fi, but it's hard to do that when the models themselves tend to be really busy. So sometimes it's about restraining yourself and pulling back from doing all that crazy stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Zill has so many different textures and components going on. That was the first bust that I've done exactly like Arno's one. Man, like when you do stuff that way, it's pretty crazy. Like when you try to really study someone's work, you see how much stuff they've got going on and how much they do. It kind of blows your mind.
Oh man, I talk about it way too much, but man, when I went to Monty and SMC, seeing those guys work in the flesh, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Just wild.
absolutely. But yeah, Zill's another. Yeah, he's one of those ones that fits right into how you're explaining those science fiction ones. That's for sure.
All right, let's paint some proper eyes. I think. Feel like we're at the eyes stage.
Star Wars is definitely historical painting, Benny, and double down and second wanting to see stuff in the flesh.
Yeah, well, it looks like we're at a bit of a crossroads with Crystal Dragon this year. I'm not sure if we're going to get to do it in the flesh. The CanCon organisers are sort of pretty keen for us to move ahead with an in-person event, but it's only, how many?
3 months?
Yeah.
4 months? 4 months, isn't it? January, is it usually?
Yeah, end of January.
Yeah.
That's very soon.
Yeah.
For
That's
everything
sooner
to
rather
be
than later
open.
at this
For
point.
everything to be open, it's very, very soon. So.
Yeah, and especially with how vaccination policies are rolling out, that's
Well, Queensland might not even have open borders at that stage, mate. Like we've been very xenophobic.
Yeah, Anastasia's quite hardline in that regard.
Yeah, she is indeed. Thanks, Jan. What's going on, mate? What's happening? Jan the man. I'm sitting here chatting to Andy, another Australian painter from Melbourne, Victoria. His name's $2. I'm sure he'll post some pictures of his work in the chat now. Let me do your shout out. I haven't fixed my shout outs yet, but here you go. Jan! Go follow Jan. Everyone's already following Jan. This is what I'm working on tonight, friends. This chick from this cool Kickstarter, which I should probably get a link for. Kingdoms. Here's the Kickstarter link. Woo. There you go. Go buy some models, friends. Yeah, so if Crystal Dragon doesn't go ahead physically, we'll probably go with an online competition of some description, but yeah, I don't know. Won't be the same.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'll be honest, I'm excited either way. I'd much rather a in-person event. I think that'd be heaps of fun. But if online is all we've got, then that's all we've got. We can make the best of it.
Yeah.
Are you guys still thinking like some online classes and stuff like that, or are you more just leaning into more competition and that's it, being the time frame that we've got?
The classes part's pretty easy. Like we'll get. My intent for the moment is to sell tickets to classes, with those classes either being online or in person, TBD. So we'll decide that when we can make a decision. But if people are aware of, hey, this class may be in person or it may be online, and we'd be flexible with, hey, if you want to drop out because you thought it was going to be online and it's not, cool. That's the plan.
That's the key to everything, right? Staying flexible in this time is, I think, it's the best plan moving forward. That's for sure.
Yeah. So we'll see if we get to do it in person. But at this stage, the signs are not looking positive. So we'll just have to plan some online activities. It's going to be hard to do online activities, really.
Yeah. I guess it's just different, right? Like I'm sure, like putting some knuckleheads together and coming up with some stuff. Figure it out.
No, it'll be fine, man. I can do a class, whatever.
Yeah, easy.
All right. What sort of eyes should I do here, mate? You're on the chat, so you tell me, what sort of eyes should we go for?
What sort of eyes?
Yeah. Do we want like rolling in the back of her head because she's casting a spell? Do we want? I
feel like she should have a pretty penetrating gaze.
Oh, like I do love a penetrating gaze on a woman.
Yeah. She should be looking deep into whoever she's looking at with with a decrepit, all messed up arm and a chalice of. Is it going to be a chalice of blood?
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Yeah. Then
All
she needs to look pretty menacing, I think. Yeah.
All right, let's try.
Yeah, I mean, you really should ask Bunny. She's the best at this.
Bunny.
She knows.
Bunny, what sort of eyes do we want to do here?
So you're saying you're still trying to find some rhythm, coming back to painting after a couple of weeks?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I feel very weird still. Like all of my muscles feel like they don't really know what they're doing yet.
Yeah.
But actually, the positive side is that even though I feel weird, I'm still able to do like everything that I want to do without too many mistakes. I had a couple of mistakes the other night, but
yeah. So the muscle memory is there. It's just sort of everything's active thinking at the moment.
Yep.
Versus
unconscious
competence. Yeah.
Unconscious competence. How do we feel about that, Bunny? Let me zoom out so you can see. G'day, VPC. That left eye needs to come down a little bit more, doesn't it? And maybe across a little bit. She looks a little bit boogly-eyed at the moment.
She looks cute at the moment. She's got a cute look going, mate.
Yeah, bit mongo. That's all right. We'll fix that.
Oh yeah, I watched. I didn't realise you streamed on Monday. I didn't realise you'd come back on Monday, so I watched that stream today.
Ah, I did indeed. Yes, it was good.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's always good to have something to paint along to, I find. So.
I am exactly the same, but my choice is usually sport.
Yeah. All my sport hasn't started yet. What are you?
Are you a cricket? You a cricket guy?
I was as a younger guy. Now I'm a NBA guy, AFL guy, a little bit of NFL. All the sports around rugby, but not rugby. So sorry to disappoint you there, mate. My brother actually is a die-hard Storm guy, but hasn't trickled through to myself. So
that's okay, mate. Maybe you'll learn in your later years.
That's all right. AFL's pretty good, mate. Whenever you're ready to come around on that. I mean, we need more people in your lovely state getting on board AFL anyway, right?
Well, you go back far enough, mate. I was a massive Lions fan, and I'll tell you when it was, 2000 to 2004.
Don't mind the cheeky 3-peat, do you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, a few fiery redheads running around, kicking goals out there.
Big Daniel Merritt, big Alistair Lynch, JB, the great man himself, fucking Vossi, Simon Black, Nigel Lappin. What a midfield!
Are we going through the whole list?
What a midfield! Aka! Fuck, it was a good team, eh? Fuck, it was a good team.
It was a very good team. So I'm a Hawthorn supporter, so I'm the next dynasty along.
One of my best mates is a Hawk supporter. He's he's a freak for it. So he and I had some good chats. Let's go with this colour. Maybe a bit of this colour.
Benny says he's more of an esports fan himself.
Benny, you poor unfortunate soul.
Tell you what, it's pretty challenging to look at the screen and the chat at the same time. I must admit, you're all superstars for it, or I'm just terribly slow. It's one of the two. Could be both.
Much like everything in life, mate, it is a practice thing.
Yeah, I had a very great teacher once tell me that juggling marbles is an important thing, but not everyone can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
my observation though of people that stream is, I don't know. This is a fair statement, but mate, I read very fucking quickly. So I take about 3 seconds to read the top 4 messages, if that.
Yeah.
So, because I know I've watched other streamers and they'll have to be like, yep, read that, answer that question, read that, answer that question, read that, answer that question. I find it very challenging to watch someone like that. It's disruptive, like that, because I'm there to watch them paint, you know. So.
Absolutely. So this is the one you're saying that you were most pumped for, was it? Or yeah, cool.
I mean, I really liked all of the models in the Kickstarter. I was only allowed to pick 2 to paint, so I picked these 2. But I think probably the some of the other ones have really grown on me, and I'm in for all the other ones. CHK's joined as well. Benny, can we get another shout out for CHK, mate? Thanks, buddy. Hey Tony, do you want to? Do you want to post the pictures of your model that I bought from you? I bought a model from CHK Studio, friends.
Pretty exciting. Let's check it out.
Yep. When he posts a picture of it, Murdoch Road, the great man. Hey, my friend from America, Eric Swinson's just started streaming on Twitch as well. He's an awesome painter. Hey, mate.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's just started doing some streams, so I haven't caught him online yet, but I'm hoping I will soon. He's a fucking legend.
It's all right. We have top of the news now, where you can get all of your latest hobby info. I don't know if you've noticed, it's a new channel in the Discord.
I haven't.
Shout out to Topulus, the man who keeps us on top of everything.
Topulus, top news.
Yeah.
With Topulus.
And he linked his stream. I think it was his first or second stream. He linked it and let everyone know about it, which is really cool.
You guys are amazing. Thanks, Tony. To be a posted picture, mate. I want everyone to see that I bought you a cool model. How good. When's your competition? He's entering in a competition soon. Hey, Alchemist Painting. What's going on? So with this model, I'll talk a little bit about my plans. So we're going to go for a very red themed paint job. So there's going to be a lot of red glow. Thanks, mate. From underneath, from where my thumb is, we're going to have some red glow there. We're going to have a lot of red gems, and we're going to have red reflections in the metal. And then we're going to have blood spatter as well. So it should be very red, which is exciting. Alright, Tony's posted a picture of the model I bought.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic.
You should come to Brisbane and just so you can have a look at my collection of fucking artists' models, man. It's fucking awesome.
Don't tempt me, mate. I'll do it. I've got a fair few mates up that way, so it's an easy round trip.
Come up, mate. We'll have a paint. I've got a whole desk next to me where people can come and have a paint if they want.
Well, I have to bring up Bear Crom, right? And then look at my terrible version of Bear Crom, and then look at Raffers and just send it straight to the bath, you know, for a bit of a rework. That was by far the most challenging model I've painted so far in the last 3 months.
Do you think it was the size that was so challenging?
It was the size and it was the textures. So the models that I've had the most challenges with is the Pedro Fernando stuff, the Insomnia. I did a Baba Yaga that I really struggled with, and then Bear Crom, which both have a lot of a lot of decisions made, I guess, in the skin, and especially around the facial features.
So when you say you struggled with the JP Studio, JP no, Pedro Fernandez.
Yeah.
I have also struggled with his figures, and I wonder if it's just like the type of approach he goes with his volumes, like. Because one of the things that's amazing about Lucas's sculpts is the volumes are always just like really interesting. It feels like they're good for painting, whereas I found Pedro Fernandez, it felt sort of like it was better as a sculpt sometimes than it was as a paint.
Yeah, I mean, to put a bit of wank on it, I think that Luke's painter, like he puts the trust in the painter to make good decisions when painting his sculpts, and allows you to have a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
A lot of choice. Which I think if you're a fairly new painter and you attacked a model like that, you might find it really overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because you've got maybe too many choices to make. Whereas, yeah, with the Fernando stuff, a lot of as I said earlier, a lot of those choices have been made for you, and a lot of they've got a lot going on, and that they feel like they've been sculpted more traditionally as a miniature versus a bust or a larger scale figure.
Which isn't a criticism on him as a sculptor, right? But it's an interesting observation that I've struggled painting his models, and there's another guy as well who's a French sculptor. His name's Gauthier Giraud, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, also sculpts really cool models, but that I found him really challenging to paint.
Yeah, we had a chat about this in a hangout the other night, because Bunny's latest work was a Pedro Fernando, so it sort of came up through there. But yeah, Benny had a really interesting take where it was he was talking about how they almost feel like they're like just sculpted to be sculpts, you know, like they're just like, and when you see them just taken, like when they're just raw and they've just been taken a photo of, they look fantastic. Like there's so much going on to look at. But once you get in there, you're like, oof, there's a lot here.
I was chatting with Seb about this, right? Sebastian Archer. I'm sure you're aware of who he is, because he's a sculptor, and we're chatting about sculpting. And one of the things that a lot of sculptors do that fucks me off immensely is that thing where they cut holes in the eyes.
Yeah.
And when we were talking about why they do that and stuff, and it's because most sculptors, mate, they sculpt for the three-dimensional form. Like they sculpt so that you see volumes and light and shadow on a sculpted surface, and it's not about people putting colour on that surface. It's about how that surface looks with just the three-dimensional black and white volume. So when you talk about those guys like Pedro, I do think that their work is designed for sculptors.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
it's slightly motivating though in a way, because it's like I would like to tackle them at least one more time and give it a red hot and see if I can get it right or to a standard to be happy with. I mean, Benny's doing one right now. He's doing a real, like he chucked it in the chat there. He's doing the Siege Breaker drone, I think it is. And he's a lot of these challenges are popping up for him right now as well, where he's where there's a lot going on, a lot to process.
There's no right answer to it, right? Because sculptors are just going to sculpt whatever they want to do, right? Good for them.
Yeah.
It's fucking good for you. If they want to sell products, they probably need to be catering for painters, but maybe there's a market out there for people who are just interested in the sculptures. And I mean, I know a guy who just collects Lucas Pina's sculpts to assemble them so he can just have them unpainted sitting there.
Yeah. Which I reckon there'd be a few people out there doing that as well. I think,
Yeah.
People who maybe like came from that background or were really into that form of art, collecting their favorite sculpts and having no requirement or urge to put paint on them is probably a thing. It's probably a small group of people, but
well, I'll tell you this is an interesting side note. So I went to Monty in 2018, whatever year it was that I went. The first year I went, 2018, I think it was. I'm walking around the halls and there's fucking hundreds and hundreds of incredible models, and I'm like, how on earth do you ever pick a best in show? You know, there's pieces sculpted by Michael Contreras from Greece, and then painted by Francesco Farabi, and you know, just like incredible stuff, right? Incredible.
Yeah.
The piece that won best in show was Lucas Pina's sculpts. No one had painted them. He'd just put 5 sculpts in the sculpting category, and the judges were that impressed with the quality of the sculpting, no painting at all, that they awarded him best in show for the whole of the Monty competition. And
that's crazy, but I mean, it's Lucas Pina, right? Yeah. So you believe it instantly. Like, which were they?
It was Wise Woman, the one with
of course.
That was actually her first reveal when she came out. Then that was the first time people saw her, I think.
Yeah, that would have. Yeah, if no one had seen it, it would have knocked people's socks off.
And it was just 5. I'll see if I can find pictures of it. But mate, it was the crowd went ballistic, like when Lucas was announced, because nobody even talked about him being best in show. And when he won, everyone was just like, yeah, absolutely, he should have won best in show. He's the fucking man. There was no person who was like complaining about the fact that he won. Everyone was just absolutely pumped for him. So, yeah, let me see.
As far as rock stars in our little community, it's he's one of them, isn't he? It's pretty awesome.
Mate, I thanks, Germany's. I was tongue-tied when I met him. I don't get tongue-tied.
I don't think you get tongue-tied very regularly.
I don't get tongue-tied at all, mate. And I walked up to him. I was like, "Oh, Lucas. Oh, hey, mate. I'm Trent from Australia. I'm just so honoured to meet you, mate." And then I just stood there and I was like, And he was so kind and gracious and stuff. And I felt like the biggest twat. It was so good.
Oh, that's awesome, though. I mean, that's the kind of reaction. If I was him, that would be the kind of reaction that would rock your socks, right?
Mate, he was just overwhelmed about the event and winning best in show. He was just absolutely couldn't believe it. But yeah, everyone was stoked for him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'll see if I can find that picture. Just of his.
Yeah, absolutely. So, are you pretty keen to get back there once it's available and
yeah, mate, I'd love to go back there. I'd love to go back there 1,000 times, but yeah, just travel. Travel is a here's a great video. Here is a great video. Wow. I'm gonna link this video in the chat. This is actually the announcement of the best in show winner. I might see if I can bring it up on screen.
Yeah, I got it down. I'm watching it now.
Everyone just absolutely.
Mate, that's an eruption.
Mate, everyone lost their brains, and then it was just so good. They show the pictures of the. Oh, fuck, man! I get chills. I get goosebumps thinking about it.
One of my favourites is there.
There you
Actually,
go.
my favourite's the gnome with his child.
That was his collection. Man, so good. Fucking hell, it was such an experience. I've actually got a little video of that event because my girlfriend and I we took some videos, not sex videos. Well, we did take some sex videos, but
But you've got it.
Yeah, when you're overseas, mate, why not? You know what I'm saying? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
I mean, for me, it's what happens in Scotland stays in Scotland.
That's we were in Scotland for 8 days.
Yeah,
I love Scotland, but yeah, no, like just the whole experience of that event and the award ceremony. So the award ceremony is held in a gigantic, ancient movie theatre. It's called the Teatro.
Yeah.
And oh man, it's such a fucking wild time.
Yeah, I mean, to be surrounded by so many people who share the same passion as you do, like it just must be an absolute melting pot. Like
it's a buzz, man. It's just a buzz.
Yeah.
Like, I felt, I felt privileged to just be there for that experience. So,
Did any other Australians travel over with you, or you just went solo that year?
I think so far, I don't know that too many Aussies have actually gone over there. There was another Aussie guy who went to SMC. Sorry, someone just did something. Sorry if I missed it. Sorry, whoever you were. Thanks, whatever you did. I was on another screen. Yeah, but no, it was just me. The only other Australians that have gone there are Meg and Mark went over a few years ago. They both entered standard category, fuckers.
Yeah.
And I don't know too many others that have gone over there. Oh, thanks, Corrupted Smurf. Sorry, mate. You're a champion. Appreciate it.
Legend. Benny's got a...
Yeah, I was fired up, Benny. I was.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting timing piece because when I went over there, every time you travel from Europe, from Australia, you really have to make a big deal of it. So we were over there for 5 weeks, and Monty was at the start of the 5 weeks. So I was stuck travelling around Europe for 5 weeks before I could actually paint a model, which really got to me.
Yeah, I'd be taking a utility belt, mate,
Oh,
and
mate.
having a few 32s and 28s in there.
I came close the next year. I was like, yeah, maybe I should just take a couple of paints and stuff, but no, I didn't.
Could be an interesting experiment, even just to take a very limited palette and see what comes out.
Yeah.
Go stand on a mountain somewhere, and you know.
Back a few years ago, I used to travel a lot for work, and and I actually had a little travel pack that I would take with me when I was when I had to spend a week away. I'd have a little painting pack, and I'd do some painting. The lighting was always the worst bit. Can never get a good light.
Yeah, I can imagine. We see a similar thing with that as well with work. With anyone who's travelling, wanting to get a bit of painting done gets a bit challenging at times. So.
Get the wampa? What's going on? Alright. I think we're starting to come alive. Oh, g'day Plank. What's going on, mate? This is awesomely sculpted hair, by the way. Hey, Paul.
Yeah. It's actually the big thing for Innu Kingdoms. One of the most appealing things was the hair. I was looking at it, I'm like, whoever's doing this is listening.
Lou Garou.
Yeah.
It's the main sculptor.
It all looked really good.
Yeah, bad hair. It sucks to paint. This is a dream to paint this, mate. I would love to share some feedback for your VPC. Post away, my friend. Post away. All right, let's have a look. Whoa, super cool.
That's awesome.
We were just talking about red glow before, actually. So. Feedback. I always hate giving feedback to people that are better than me, eh?
It's challenging, I imagine, but I mean, some things that are cool, like the glow is really like localized and looks quite awesome. Like it's controlled, which I always appreciate for a red glow. It can get out of hand a little bit sometimes. So.
Yeah, the thing that's nicest about the red glow is it's a focal point. It's intense. It's saturated. But you've still got a clear value area up here that is as much of a focal point. So you're not just...
if not more, I still think the face is the first thing that you see. So I think that's really well balanced.
Yeah, so that's a challenging thing to do, and it's done pretty well. Probably this piece of metal isn't quite right for that reflection. I mean, it's close. It reads fine. But I think there should be more red up the top of the cylinder because of how light sort of runs up that surface. It doesn't just sort of stop at the bottom. But that depends on where the light source is. It's a bit hard to see without turning it around. this arm gets a little bit lost for me. The wraps in particular, it looks like he's got a disembodied arm. May just be the photo, but I think you could maybe just add a little bit of a desaturated, like greyish brown in there, just to bring that bit alive. Same with here, you know, just a little more something. Like this bit looks better. It's got more light there, so just some similar colours. Probably the only other thing is I'd like to see maybe just a little bit more texture in the skin. Maybe like some spots, some liver spots, or you know, because the only issue I see with it at the moment is everything's really smooth. You know, even this rock surface is very smooth, and the skin is very smooth. So I think some you know, mottling of skin or either
sores.
Yeah,
mottling would have been the one that I would have gone. So I think Wampa said sores, and I think you've got those scars on the back that you can push a bit further.
Lean into those a little bit more, just to create a contrast between smooth and textured. I wouldn't overdo it because I think it's really, really awesome, but yeah, and the eyes are great. The eyes are fucking fantastic. You're a fucking legend, mate. Stop asking for feedback from me, you dickhead.
It's really good.
VPC is awesome. First time he came into the chat, he's like, "Oh man, do you want to have a look at my thing?" And he posted this fucking non-metallic metal bronze thing that was like land level, and I just said, "Yeah man, fuck you." And the horse you rode in on, you joker.
No, definitely should VPC. I guess it's the way to get a feel for where you're landing, I find.
Alright.
What colour are you thinking for her robe?
Well, I was going to go for red, but I'm off that idea now. So I may just go. Fuck, should I go?
Red seemed like the obvious choice. It was the colour that popped into my head as well.
But I'm going to do a red glow similar to VPC.
Yeah, you can't
so
do that.
Can't do red. So maybe I should do see-through.
Yeah.
It's not really.
She has been popular on the United Kingdoms.
It's not really the right thing for that. No, I might just do. Maybe I'll do a red purple.
Like I think if you're going a red glow, then purple's probably a pretty sound contrast.
Yep. Burgundy's a good idea, Bunny. Burgundy's a good idea.
Funny one on the last United Kingdoms piece that you did with purple gems, I think was.
Yeah.
And kill the green. I was a strong advocate for the green, and when the green went, I must admit, mate, I wasn't happy. I wanted some green in there. I saw the artwork, the initial artwork, and I was like, this is going to be great. And it still was great, but there was no green, and I was upset.
I was upset too. The purple definitely worked better. I'm just a shit painter, mate. That's the problem. Alright, I'm gonna do an airbrush layer over this hair to tweak the colour a little bit because it's gone a little bit too similar to the metal. So I'm gonna do that next. So we may need to get out my trusty Panzer putty. You ever seen that before?
I saw you do it for the Tribune, and immediately looked it up, and immediately it was sold out everywhere, and I was like, wow, great. So I was using for a long time. I was using for all the 32 and smaller stuff. I would use just Vallejo's liquid mask.
Yep.
But I watched you use that once and was like, wow. Oh no, I ain't an idiot, because that's just way easier to use.
The liquid mask is good. The liquid mask is good.
For smaller stuff though, right? Like it's
Probably the downside of liquid mask is it's sort of like a, hey, you're going to do something and then full stop. You're not going to touch that again until after the model, like the model's finished. So, whereas the way I like to paint is I like to just be tweaking things back and forth all the time. I'm not good enough to just be like, sweet, that's done. I shan't touch that anymore. So, the Panzer Putty just lets you be a little bit more dynamic and go, cool, yeah, I'm happy with that now, but I'm going to tweak it some more in a second. So,
yeah, I think overall I was happy with some Liquitex. Not Liquitex, Liquid Master results. I think the challenge that I found with it was if you're airbrushing after it, sometimes it just dries so fast that pulling it back up with blue tack is just, even though blue tack's probably the best thing to pull it back up with, it's just a little bit painful.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to trying that stuff, especially for the bigger scale stuff.
Did you check?
The last thing I did was no airbrush at all. This one that I'm currently doing is zero airbrush, outside of a few glazes, but like no initial colours or anything like that. So.
Hey Frog Jim, this is $2, mate. Andy, did you check B&A Model World for the Panzer Putty?
I had not. I went to Metro originally, so I'll check B&A. I was on B&A the other day, so.
That's where I actually bought mine from. So.
Hey, Ben and Storm are here! Yay!
Hello.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey all.
What's going on?
Oh, just trying to remember how to paint as well.
As long as you're having fun, mate.
Yeah, Yeah, this one's a toughie.
Yeah, I don't envy you on this one, Benny.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm done with mine.
Pedro Fernandez.
Yeah, never again.
I've done quite a few of his. They're really, really cool models to look at. I don't know how much I enjoyed painting it.
Not at all.
If he's called Idrisil, is that what it's called?
No.
No.
Working on Siege Drone from Galapagos Miniatures.
I have not done a
It's
Galapagos.
Cool figure, but yeah.
I have not done a Galapagos, but I did come very close to buying that Death Knight, the knight one.
Oh yeah, that's a sick one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ape definitely made it across my radar a few times. I think Craftworks did that, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's it.
So Benny, what's happening on your streaming life, mate?
Look, I haven't done it for a bit, but I am going to come back. I noticed I stopped and then everyone else did, so I set a bit of a trend here, I think.
Yeah.
I stopped way before you did, so.
She's got you there.
That's true. I am going to come back to it. Yeah, I've just been slowly changing the relationship with the hobby in general, and just enjoying it a bit more rather than doing anything else. So that's me at the moment.
Let's have a serious conversation for a second there.
I'll just keep mute myself because I don't want to. I've got other people in the background. I don't want to distract the stream.
Yeah.
So I'll be listening.
So, how did you get yourself to a point where you weren't enjoying your hobby, having a relaxed and good experience with your hobby?
It wasn't so much the hobby. Like, I enjoy the painting and everything. It was more just it was a combination of a lot of the other stresses outside of it all around.
Yeah.
And I think what ended up happening was I was just putting a lot of pressure on myself with it to get very good, very quick.
Yeah.
And I think that comes from also just other creative stuff I've done. Before miniature painting, it was 3D printing. Not 3D printing, sorry, 3D design. And that's just a bad habit I have. But what I decided to do instead was to change it so that I just painted for fun, painted for me, and stopped really focusing on trying to get results at the moment anyway. And streaming was one of those things where it was like fun and all, but as soon as it started to get a little bit bigger, I kind of chased a bit of the numbers or whatever.
Chase the glory, mate. You chase the glory.
Yeah, I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm like, I'm in. No.
The laurels that get thrown, the laurels of likes that get thrown.
Yeah, like look, some people are good who can just take likes and things like that, and it doesn't affect them. And I commend those people. I'm not one of them.
Thank you for the commendation, mate. I appreciate it.
But for small time pain to me, when someone's like, "Fuck, that's the sickest thing I've ever seen," I'm just like, "Oh, tell me more." But no, so streaming was just something too that my relationship changed with it big time, because it got to the point where I wanted to paint, but if I didn't stream, I felt a bit guilty not doing it. And then I was like, okay, I don't like that. That's gross that this streaming thing's affecting my fun, relaxing hobby.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason why I pretty much stopped. To give you a very long answer for a short question.
Let me drop another truth bomb on you, mate. I dropped a truth bomb on you the other week around the saturation, right? I'm going to drop another truth bomb on you now.
Oh, I got to talk to you about that too, because you've upset my whole world with this saturation one, and I'll explain in a second.
Bombs away.
Yeah.
No, but this one's not really a painting one, right? It's a life one.
It's a spiritual bomb.
Yeah, spiritual one, mate.
Oh fuck, the Church of Deno, I'm here.
Yeah.
You'll reach a point in your life, hopefully, if you're not a complete fuckwit, where you realise that you just don't owe anyone anything. Like, you've got no one to answer to but yourself. And if you are doing something that is actively impacting your mental health, you are a fuckwit, right? So
yeah, that's true.
Just the second thing. Thanks Yoda, by the way, for those bits. The second thing is if you spend so much time focused on the results that you forget about the reason you do it, you're also a fuckwit. So let me also elaborate, mate. I was in your shoes many years ago.
I was going to say, I think anyone who's doing it to this level will have tussled with this feeling.
It's
at some point
completely and totally normal experience to go through when you're trying to balance. You want to get better. There's maybe, oh shit, do I want to do this as a career? Do I want to, how successful can I make this? There's that constant pressure of society to be successful at everything that you do. It's just, mate. Yeah. But the moment you turn around and go, you know what? Fuck that. I don't paint for other people. And that's why many people say to me things like, wow, you'd be so awesome, man. Why don't you spend more time on your models? And I say, no, I'm good, mate.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm just having fun painting my soldiers. And I'm just going to keep doing that. So, hopefully this will be a moment in your life where you will go and prioritise your experience, your enjoyment over the result.
Yeah, I totally agree, and that's kind of the same conclusion, because I haven't streamed for a bit over a month now. I think it's been now, and that's very much the same sort of conclusion I came to with it as well. I was just like, what's more important to me, streaming, or just sitting back, relaxing, chucking on a film, and having fun?
Yeah,
and that's what I decided over in the end, was just to do a lot more of that. But I'm actually doing really good though at the moment. The only thing now to this saturation talk. So at first it was like the gate opened, right? And I was like, I fucking understand colour. But then
I am one with colour.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, it's happened since then. I haven't painted anything good. Everything I paint now, it's like I've just fucking devolved. It's all gone to shit. And I'm just
is that not because you're learning something new?
Yeah.
So it's adjusting your painting method.
100% correct.
100%. Yeah, no, it is. I just like to. I'm just putting the blame on him instead of.
Do you know? I find oftentimes I'll have a breakthrough like that, mental breakthrough, and I'll be like, wow, that's one of the best things I've ever painted. And then I'm just so jazzed to start my next piece, and I do it, and it's dog shit. It is
Oh.
just
This,
like
this came up in your last stream actually, and I have to feel you coming in hot with a Cormac that I think, you know, for my peers and my friends that I paint around, they really enjoyed it. They definitely put a little bit of pressure down to repeat entry, and you know what, it wasn't the same.
yeah. Hey, Sleepy Slang. Hey, mate, what's going on?
Andy, don't go blaming us for your spike in talent, mate. All right.
Everything
If you
over.
fluke something, don't put it down to us, bro.
Well, listen, if you're taking all the credit for everything I've done, then you can take the credit for that one too, my
Nah,
friend.
just the good stuff.
Just the good stuff?
Yeah, we're only here for wins, Andy.
All right. Yeah.
It's a challenge, though, isn't it? Like you feel like you've had a breakthrough, and then, but it's about replicating that or being able to implement the
Well,
knowledge.
I sort of had a moment in thought when I was watching you stream and this came up, and I think Frog Jim was talking about how it might be like overconfidence or like you or like you said, you come off really jazzed from your last piece. I just think it's you just think you're cracked, you know. You're like, I'm in the space right now, and I think that leads you to try new, more challenging things, and then you realise very quickly is that you might be mimicking Icarus in a way. And
Good
it's
reference.
time to
Good
come
reference.
back down and put that work in, you know, grind back up.
I lost my paint handle for like 2 months, and then I found it 3 days ago, and now it's gone again.
I would be turning around looking at Ben for that. Thanks for the subscription,
No.
Sleepy Slang and Rapid Transit, you legends. How are you both? Hope you're well.
Well, I know he's got to sabotage me in like any way, but I don't think he'd take my paint handle.
I don't need to sabotage you. I sabotage myself.
With how close Benny is to his painting handle as well, you know,
Yeah, Andy knows. We shared a special talk about painting handles.
we did.
I actually don't know where it's gone.
I would never lose mine. I'm not like you.
Do you have a few things in your collection, Deno, that you've got a weird connection or fascination to that you probably shouldn't? You know.
Other than my dick.
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought I set that up one night. I thought I set that nicely, but
No, I'm sort of not really attached to anything. I mean, I like my airbrush because I'm used to it, but I don't really have attachments to any specific thing. Actually, that's not true. I've got a paint water cup there that I've had since I was 17. My mum gave it to
no
me.
attachments, and he's got a water cup that he's had for 20 years or something.
Yeah, we fucking talked about this because I was the same. I'm like, I'll never not use this GW water cup I've got. This
I'll show you. I'll fucking put it up on screen. Here you go. This is
Yeah,
my water
yeah,
cup.
do it.
This is a Tupperware thing that my mum gave me when I was like fucking 15 because I was painting. She's like, here you go, use this. This is dried paint from fucking 50,000 paint jobs that I can't actually get off now.
Yeah. No,
Is that
that's-
like the case of a good cook?
Oh,
It's
vintage.
and it's got like all the flavours in it.
Yeah.
It's just got, you know,
It's
got the
a
flavours.
seasoned paint cup.
Yeah.
It is.
You can't buy that kind of stuff. That's just,
Yeah, I've got a like random glass jar that my friend sells cleaning products in, and I was just like, can I have that?
So I guess I follow this up with are these the little heirlooms, the little what's the word I'm looking for here? The little superstitions that you need to have around you in order to deliver on your best. So kind of like, you know, famous athletes having a pair of socks or a pair of jocks that they only wear in every big occasion.
I do have undies and socks that I used to wear when I played footy that I couldn't not wear. Otherwise, I felt like shit. But no, I don't have anything like that for painting. Fortunately, I feel like that would be a bit of a stretch. All right, we're going to zoom in now because I'm going to do some non-metallic metal on these bits. Fuck yeah, sick.
I noticed you using the airbrush to smooth that out a little bit before.
How much better does it look?
It does. I might have to put that one in the back pocket.
Yeah, I'm telling you, mate. Without an airbrush, I would be just a dog shit painter. Mopatron, I saw you were playing Ank on that thing the other night. How you going, champion? Moopsy, my good friend. Hello, Moopsy, my old friend. Come to talk to you again. Alright, this is going to be a challenging volume to figure out non-metallic metal on, and I am excited about that. I did miss painting actually when I had my little break. Every couple of days I'd sort of gaze longingly over at the painting table and think to myself, oh yeah, wonder when I'm going to come back to it.
Do you force yourself on these breaks?
No, it usually comes naturally. I normally take a break after a big competition because I've invested heaps of energy, mental energy into the competition. Even if it's not been like, hey, I'm going to try and fucking do my best, I'm still painting heaps and like working towards something. So
That makes sense.
So QMHE was big.
Because I tried to have a break, but it's like a drug. And I'd sit over here and I'd be like, oh, I painted for 15 minutes tonight, and then I'd like
time to catch up.
Yeah, I did. That was the worst part too, is I wouldn't paint, and then Storm's behind me just smashing out piece after piece, and I'm just like, fuck man, I'm losing it. I'm going crazy. Like, my stuff's gonna suck.
I'll tell you this though, I think when I've had breaks and when I've come back from my breaks, that just that time not painting has been, what a legend, Yoda. That time not painting has actually given me a different way of thinking about things. Even if I don't have the same like level of technical ability that I did, you come into things with a different approach and a different mindset, and you find yourself doing things better just from taking some downtime.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. I look at painted stuff totally differently after because you gave the saturation chat to me and then broke down a mark piece in front of me, and that's when I was like, oh fuck. And then after that I've looked at everything differently, and it's changed a lot of ways I look at painting pieces. And then I think I'm trying to replicate that on my stuff, and then I come back and I think, oh shit, I've gone backwards.
Yeah. That's interesting, VPC. I find I can't stop a project mid-project. Like I can't put a project down and then come back to it. I really struggle with that.
Yeah, wow.
But when I'm taking a break, the only project I've ever really actually stopped and then restarted was Daenerys. I stopped her and restarted it like 4 times over the space of a year.
Probably some interesting stuff in all of this about addictive personalities and all of that sort of stuff. Like, one of my mates had a great piece of advice, and that's you got to go to come back, you know?
Mm-hmm.
His dad used to tell him that when he'd go to the beach with all his mates and never want to leave the beach, you know?
Yeah.
You got to go to come back. You stay there, it'll get boring quickly, and you're not going to enjoy it anywhere near as much. And I think that's pretty valuable for anything.
Very good
Breakaway is always good to reset and build a bit of that passion back up in the tank and get back at it.
Very good advice, actually. I'm gonna take that. Thank you.
That one's going in the bank, is it?
Yeah. It's going to go in the inspirational quotes of Deno that he uses in his other life as an international man of mystery.
Yeah.
And coach.
If I try and put something that charismatic, insightful into my memory banks, it'll just get mixed up with something else, and I'll come out saying, like, I heard this good saying once, it was like, you've got to sit down to stand up, and it's trying to make sense.
Well, you know, technically that is probably a true statement as well.
Not as inspiring, though. That's the
problem. That's good. That's gold. Yeah, look, that's the same with me. If something like that comes in, I think, fuck, that's great, and then it gets mixed up in my head, and then I confuse it with a Yoda quote, and then it comes out totally backwards.
I heard a really good dad joke today. You ready for this? I laughed a lot. You may not find it as funny as I did, but I enjoyed it a lot. You ready? Okay. So why do girls always walk around in packs of 3, 5 or 7?
Why do girls always roam around in packs
I
3,
know.
5, and 7, Dano? Tell
Because
us.
they literally can't even.
Yeah.
As a father of
See you later.
as a father of a young girl, I won't be using that one. Or in the great Deno phrase, I shan't be using
I
that.
shan't be using that.
I shan't be using that, no.
Benny's with me. That was good, wasn't it, mate? Come on, mate.
Yeah, look, I'm a simple man. That was good.
Thank you.
Man, I wish I had 3 friends to walk around with.
Well, Bunny, 1's also an odd number, mate, so you're fine.
Okay. Good to know.
What colour are you using right now, Deno?
That's a great
I'm a
question,
big
mate.
fan of these colours.
That's a great question. I will elaborate for you by showing you pictures of the paint pots that I'm using. Here we go. So I started with a base coat of this colour and black. This is signal blue. I like the Vallejo Model Air colours because they're a bit satin and they're really heavily pigmented, but also really dilute. So I find if I use a little bit of this sort of colour mixed in for a underlayer, it's nice. So I've then mixed a wee little cheeky bit of this emerald into that colour to create that greenish toned metal.
Yeah, it looks a lot like periscopes from the Panzer range for VMC. It's a colour that I've been trying to track down for ages.
It's kind of like this morning sky colour from the non-metallic metal Chimera range, but I sort of like the emerald. I feel like it's just got a different tone. Then I'm going into this Iron Hue, which is a greyish, warmish grey for steel. And I'm going to finish that off with a wee cheeky bit of ice yellow and ivory mixed into that colour. So that's how I've done all the other metals on this. That's what it's going to look like in the end, we hope. So
Fantastic. I just bought that set from Stonebit Miniatures, actually. It just came in the mail the other day.
I am a tremendously huge fan of that set. Tremendously huge.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having a bit of a play around with that. Right, I'm going to go make a cup of tea. It's about that time.
Good website that I just found about yesterday, Deno.
Yeah.
B&A Model World. Oh my god.
Mate, are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? You've never been to B&A Model World?
Mate,
Oh, God.
I had no fucking idea.
It's in Melbourne, mate. It's fucking in
What?
Melbourne.
Mate, listen, before the pandemic, I didn't leave the house. Nowadays, no chance. But,
Well,
good God, when I found out about this thing, I've been looking for these little fucking bricks for so long.
did you wheel up?
And you can buy thousands of
I
them.
know, I
I'm
know.
so stoked.
Mate, I've bought many a thing from B&A Model World. I've got lots and lots and lots of B&A Model World products behind me. They're very good. I was just chatting to $2 before. I said that if you want to get Panzer putty, like that masking putty, I got
Yeah.
mine from B&A Model World, so you should try there.
I'm pulling it up right now.
V-
So please pull that up.
VPC, that's an interesting question, mate. I find that they blend in a different way. Like I'm so used to blending with Vallejo that when I try and blend with a different range that works in a different way, that I do feel like I struggle with that sometimes. The Chimera range though, because they're really matte, you do often notice, like when you're blending with a satin colour, it usually looks more smooth than if you're blending with a really matte colour, and the Chimera range is really matte, so it probably just feels that way, even though it's not really any more challenging. Maybe.
You have my tip, please.
Which one is it? No.
When you see my face, up it gives you hell, up it gives you hell.
What are your thoughts on these 3rd gen AK acrylics, mate?
I bought all of my range from from B&A Model World, actually, mate. So
Do you like them? Like, you've been enjoying them?
Yeah. My experience with those paints has been really positive, but with the same explanation that I just gave the VPC, because they're really matte and they have a different texture and a different binding agent, blending with them is still something I find challenging.
Yeah.
So...
Interesting, okay. I use primarily scale colour stuff.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't
So-
have too many problems then.
Okay, because that's what I've been using pretty much day dot. I went from Citadel straight to that. So that might be alright.
I've lost some keggers in the last few weeks on my break. I started doing light and easy, trying to lose some weight, doing steps. I'm doing a step challenge at work, so I've dropped about 5 kilos, mate. How good am I going?
Oh, that's good, mate.
It's like a whole Hugo.
Yeah, well, it is exactly a whole Hugo. Mind you, I started at a very high base, so 5 keggers isn't that much, but
Mate, that's good. That's good. Are you going for runs and stuff?
well, even when I was fat, mate, I was still running. Because footy player, so I'm always going for runs, but it was a short run.
I'm going to derail for a second here. I tried running, right? I've never ran in my life, and as you can probably tell, not much of a sport man or physical anything really. And so I don't know how you run, but I tried to run for 1 kilometre straight. So I didn't realise that there's like levels to running. Like it wasn't until I got this meditation app, and they're like, "Yeah, go for a light jog," and a light jog was me sprinting, so I was doing it wrong. But anyway, I ran for 1 kilometre, and I thought I was having a fucking heart attack, man. I thought my gums were aching, my breathing hurt. I felt lightheaded and I was going to vomit.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then you turned to me and you're like, did you know you're not supposed to run like a serial killer is chasing you?
It's just because I've never done it before. When someone says run, like you just, I think, all right, run.
Flat stick, I'm going. I'm boom.
Yeah.
I'm underway.
Yeah, oh. Holy shit, man. Blew my mind because I was doing this like guided run meditation thing, right? And the chick's like, now you want to do a jog, and a jog's like, imagine a scale of 1 to 10, and jog's like a 2 to 3. And I was just like, what?
The rhythm.
There's no way.
The rhythm.
Like I've been running like, all right, death's right behind me.
It's all about the cadence too. Like you gotta figure out how to make your body slow down.
Yeah, and oh god. My watch always goes like, your heart's beating a bit too fast. You need to slow down.
Automatically calls the ambulance for you.
So yeah, fuck. Running's not my thing. I
Um,
flirted with it.
One of my favourite lines from Anchorman: The Legend of Ron Burgundy, which is a film. He goes, "We're going to go jogging or yogging. I'm not sure if it's a silent J. Apparently, you just run. It sounds wild." That's how I imagine you would be like. Yeah, I'm going to go for a run. Let's do some yogging. You just run. Sounds wild. Great film. Alright, all this fucking lead up work just to make your non-metallic metal look good.
Are you going to airbrush over this too?
Undecided yet. Wampa, next stream will be Sunday morning, my friend, and I apologise for not answering your question before. I am probably hoping that the Rabbitohs win the game, but I would be happy for Penrith to win as well. The Rabbitohs have a lot of players that I like. Penrith also has a lot of players that I like, but the coach of the Rabbitohs is a Queensland coach from a number of years, so I think it would be cool to see him win another premiership. But yeah, I expect Penrith will probably win. There's a pretty truthful sport truism, which is you have to lose a premiership or a title to win one, to know what it takes to win one. And Penrith lost last year, so I expect that this will be their moment where they learn what they need to do to win. I think they'll just be mentally stronger.
What's happening at the moment with the whole COVID thing?
Right now, we're sort of on tenterhooks. We may go into a lockdown in the next couple of days, as we had a couple of Delta virus cases swinging in here. If that happens, we will probably shift the grand final to Townsville, so we'll still go ahead.
Okay.
But yeah, we're I think many people expect us to go into lockdown. So. And no, the schedule hasn't changed. I'll still be doing Party Mondays, I'll still be doing Wednesday nights, and I'll still be doing Sunday mornings. No change to the schedule. No change, it's just my routine for when I paint, so shan't be changing that.
Alrighty, back.
A little worried, mate. We're about to send out the search and rescue parties.
Important question, Andy. Most
Yeah,
important
mate.
of your life. What type
Sure.
of tea? What type of tea did you make?
I'm just having a very standard one today, mate. Just a Dilmah Premium at the moment, but it's not my preferred choice.
It's not my cup of tea.
What's about. It's just what's about, you know.
Fair. What kind of mug are we got it in today, mate?
It is in a Star Wars mug.
As points.
We're all big Star Wars fans, so
Oh, we are.
Bit of milk in your dill tea, mate?
there is a bit of milk. Full cream, not too much,
Full cream.
but I am a bit of a culprit for a cheeky couple of spoons of sugar in there.
Oh, who isn't, mate? Who isn't?
Hold up.
That's a sin. That's a
I
sin.
look forward to the game for that one.
Can I just
I am.
diverge slightly from the tea talk? It's kind of related to the tea talk, but there's a TV show called Ted Lasso, which I just started watching. It is amazing. You probably won't love it, Ben, because it's sort of a sports show. It's about this American NFL coach. It's a comedy. It's a made-up comedy. It's about an American NFL coach who gets signed to coach a Premier League team in England, and it's very, very, very funny. Anyway, he asks for a coffee, and the first time he's over there, and she brings him a tea, and he's like, "Ooh, you know, when I first saw tea, I thought it'd taste like, you know, dirty water," and I was right. So yeah, you guys drinking tea, you're all pathetic.
Well, he would be wrong, and that's totally okay.
You have the tea wrong, that's why.
You should watch that though. Any of you that are interested in funny comedies and sport, it's very good. Ted Lasso.
I think the last one of those kind of ones that I watched was the Danny McBride one, the baseball one. I watched that a few years back. That was pretty funny.
Or I just watched Squid Game or some shit.
Oh yeah, that's on Netflix. I saw that.
Yeah. Very anxiety inducing cry a lot type of K-drama. Pretty fucking good though.
Sleepy Slang started watching it. Yeah, I made my girlfriend watch the first episode, and she said, "Yeah, I'm not really interested." And I just kept watching the next episode. And at the end of it, I was like, "Okay, well, I'm going to keep watching it at home." And she's like, No, I want to watch it. I want to watch it. She was loving it. She thought it was really funny. So
Yeah, Squid Games has been popping off. Like everyone's watching it at the moment.
Ooh yeah.
next season of Bridgerton comes out soon. Fucking get in. Fucking Bridgerton.
And I know the people who did like Haunting of Hill House just did another one.
Ooh, that first season was killer. No pun intended, but it was amazing.
Yeah, no, I binged it all back in March.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty good. I think I like Bly Manor a bit better, but
Yeah, I've only seen the first one so far.
Nah, second one's so good.
Yeah. Big recommend. I don't know about
Yeah.
you, Storm, but from like episode 6 onwards, Rianne and I were just, somewhere near 3/4 of the episode, you just have your jaw up and go, oh, but that was from that time that, like...
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was on a lot of painkillers at the time, so I don't remember much.
This would have been even more trippy.
Yeah.
Um,
That was like when my tooth cracked in half.
yes.
Yeah. But I've heard the new season's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. It's not from the same blokes that did American Horror Story, is it?
I don't know, I don't think so.
Yeah, because it's the same kind of anthology, the same actors.
I don't think it is though. No, I'm not too sure though.
Yeah.
That's something I haven't watched in ages, is American Horror Story. I think I dropped off at Freak Show.
Just putting back together.
Hmm?
I just dropped a model, snapped 7 pieces of it.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
All the Zill effect.
See you, Plank.
Yeah.
Did you just drop the Siege Giant?
Yeah, this is the 4th time.
Nice.
It is the Zill effect.
Dude, that thing, I dropped it. I even dropped it when I was taking photos of it. I dropped it again. I snapped its arm one more time, just the last hurrah,
Just to make sure.
just as I was taking the photo of the back of it. Bang,
Yeah.
fell off the thing.
Rainer 72 is correct. Sharp inward breath. Of
Rainer 72 is a
Rainer.
jet. If you're not following him on socials, you should go and follow him. He painted some cool stuff for Judgment. To answer your question, Sleepy Slang, I don't use my painting light to figure out where the light goes. I was talking about this a bit earlier on stream. I think about the volumes and where the direction of the light source is and how I think the light would react on those. So, yeah. There we go. I'm going to call that non-metallic metal on that fucking bit done. That looks fine. So I'll do these little jobbos next, but I might just leave them.
Paul's brought up Paul S777 has brought up an interesting point.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul. Yes, it was something I was considering when I did the hair, and I wasn't happy about the hair coming out the way that it did. But we're not necessarily done with either of those two elements yet, because we are going to have some red tones coming into the metal. So let's see. We will keep an eye on that though, Paulie. It's a good shout out, mate. We'll keep an eye on it as we go.
When you started this, what coloured red was it that you used when you were upspraying through your airbrush?
On what, the eyes or?
No. Like day one, first thing you did was directionally spray it red from the bottom right hand angle, if I remember correctly, or their left, her left.
This colour. Rojo Kalis. Chalice
Yeah, I
red.
thought it was very close to wine red.
Yep.
Oh. Here we go. Never heard of that colour before.
Have you tried ocean blue?
I don't know if you know, Deno, but Andy has wine red and ocean blue tattooed on his chest in a love heart.
I do.
I'm a lifetime supply at this point.
I'm right there.
Every piece that I do is a love letter to those two colours.
I'm right there with you, mate. Don't worry. I'm right there with you.
Are you painting, Andy? What are you working on?
I'm just in a bit of a pause. I thought I'd sit back and enjoy the stream tonight, and then sort of get cracking on afterwards. I've got I put some photos up in Discord in yours and Buddy's Discord of what's his name? The Anatomical from Beyond.
Dahak.
Dahak. Yeah. That's where I got to today. A lot of refining and smoothing and things.
Oh yeah, fuck, the face is looking alright.
Thank you, sir.
Damn, dude.
I was
That's
saying
looking
to
real nice.
I was saying to Deno earlier, like with Zill especially, and like doing it sort of exactly the way that Anu did it. When you do something like that sort of study, I guess, and you realise how much is going on and how many little subtleties and intricacies are, like it's pretty crazy. And then I didn't have the box art in mind for this, and then I was looking at it just briefly, just for a bit of a understanding of some folds in the eyes and things. And then I looked at it just a little bit too long and started staring into it, and then looking at your own and looking at it and like, oh man, if I just adjust slightly there and do this and that. And I was like, stop, not going to do that. We're going to just, yeah. But that guy's quite amazing.
Yeah.
So he did a model called Sibylla a few years ago, which I saw at Scale Model Challenge. And you know how like you see a model for the first time, in a photo, and you're like, yeah, that's fucking mad. I love that so much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was nice when I saw it in the photo, and then when I saw it in the flesh, I was absolutely floored at colour. I'll find a picture for you for the stream. It hummed with so much colour in real life that you didn't get in the photos. Now Lazaro. So, here she goes. Come on, Dino. Fuck you doing? Not that one, you fucking idiot. You fucking idiot. Alright, here we go. Boom, there we go. So, that model is just unbelievable in the flesh. Like, it is... the skin tone, like, you can sort of see hints of it, but the main colour is green. And the green just is so vibrant, like turquoisey green in the skin. You see it so much more in the flesh. And then you have this incredible purple contrast and magenta, and it just it blew my mind. Seeing that in the flesh was just fucking stunning. Arniel won a platinum medal at SMC in the painting for that piece.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, he's a good painter.
He is indeed a good painter. He's a nice
Yeah.
guy as well.
Oh, I'd say other than you, Deno, he's my favourite.
Oh.
You don't need to pander to me, mate.
There was no Colwell mentioned there. Look out. Dethroned. Damn,
No,
I've taken it.
If she said that Colwell, I'd be like, hey, fuck you, mate. Colwell sucks. But
Border rivalry, eh?
nah, I love him. I love him to bits. Miss him. Haven't seen him in fucking ages. So fuck you, Colin. I'm going to finish up stream in a minute, friends. Good. I like that.
I can't remember the first piece I saw from Arno.
Zill was the first that I saw from Arno.
No, I think. Let me go on his Instagram.
Actually, no, I tell a lie. It was the barbarian girl with the big horned, huge bone headdress. Black war paint. That was the first thing I'd seen from him.
So this will sound like super dickheadish, but it's not meant to be. But it will sound it. I was actually painting before Arnau was like one of those dudes who everyone was raving about. I remember seeing some of his early stuff that was just, okay. And then it seems like in the space of a year, he just went and became one of the world's best. If you go back in his putty and paint profile far enough, you'll see some stuff and you're like, fuck, that's
Definitely done that.
That's Ben level.
We have definitely done that. We use that as motivation, actually.
Oh, 12 months, boys, look out.
Yep.
Yeah, I
We
think
did the
my
math. We
first
did the
one.
math on the weeks.
I think my first one was his Nancy from Neko Galaxy. He was really cute.
When you see my face, hope it gives you hell, hope it gives you hell. When you walk my way, hope it gives you hell. When you find a man that's worth the damn but treats you well.
Half of the songs you sing are what I used to listen to working at the back in the kitchen at Red Rooster. You give me very big... I can see you as a manager there too. It's crazy.
So, every Tuesday night I play board games with my friends Darren and Luke and Wedgie and Tobes, and Darren puts on a playlist which is usually a 90s classics playlist. So often the songs that are stuck in my head for weeks at a time are just fucking songs from that playlist. So
That's great. Hey, what were those 4 little figures you painted up on Twitter I saw the other day?
Oh yeah, I've got them right here. I'll show you these too. You might not have seen these. These are the stuff I've been painting on Word Miniatures streams. The little goblin riding crazy animals.
Yeah, I saw them. I thought the bunny was cute.
Yeah, the
that's cool.
bunny's awesome. Good model. I've got 2 more. I've got a chicken dude and a tree dude. But no, these are from a board game called Descent, which is like a dungeon adventuring board game that I've just been working on so I can stream some more board games. So this is a cool model. His name's Cyrus or something. He's got a fucking phoenix, fiery phoenix guy. This elf dude is pretty cool. Shooting his bow. Pew, pew, pew. And then there's
He's cool.
a little cat ninja guy. And I've got 2 more heroes to paint, which is one you'll like, Ben. Well, you might not like it, but this little fucking dwarf chick. Look at her.
Oh yeah, into it already. Oh yeah, she's great.
She's cute.
Yeah. And then
Like, that's a sick hammer with the
Yeah.
ramp.
and
That's really cool.
This guy's a dragonborn like monk fucking thing. He's legit.
Yeah, that's cool too.
Man, that's
Yeah. And this is incredible. Like, these are like PVC or whatever plastic they use. They're not PVC. It's stronger than that. Man, the detail on these is as good as like resin cast. The only downside is like these mold lines here, or separate pieces.
I'm gonna clean those ones.
I feel them on a couple of the others, but man, they're just board games models. Like, I don't know. I may fill that one in because it's so obvious, but this one you barely see it. You're not going to see that one there, so yeah. I may fill them in, but mate, the quality, I feel my bases though. Oh, that feels so smooth. Love it. So I'm going to knock those over and then I'm going to start playing the game. I might paint the monsters, but I don't know if I will or not. Cool, alright, I think we might call it there, friends. I'm pretty happy with the face now. Might just do a little bit of work on her mouth. Lips. Ooh, lippies. Bunny, you're really good at doing makeup and lips and stuff. What colours do you use for makeup and shit?
I use a lot of I mix Orcish Dermis from Fantasy Games and the Chimera Magenta together.
Yep.
To get like the colour, and then I just smack like random highlights on it with like white.
Very interesting. And
Or it's just,
singularly unhelpful.
yeah. I will be the most unhelpful person you will ever meet.
No, I doubt that.
I mean, next to Ben, but
I was going to say that's my title, thank you.
but together we're two halves of a whole idiot, so.
Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah. I cut I dyed Ben's hair.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
If you check the Discord, you'll be able to see.
I don't check the Discord. Yeah, the cat ninja is from Descent as well. I don't check the Discord, mate.
No, like this chat right
Yeah.
now. We've all got our videos up, but Ben will show you his sick haircut.
It's just imagine me with small bald head.
No. Show him.
I'm looking at your head now,
for the
Ben.
next Mecha
I'm looking
Galaxy
at your
model,
head now.
I'm pretty sure.
Well,
Where's the other camera?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. That is outstanding.
Yeah, how great is it?
Yeah. That is outstanding. Hey, I don't know if we should try this. I actually set up for my friends Alex and Marco to set up. I set up it so that they could actually get their video onto my stream.
Hmm.
So fuck, we should try it because we never got around to doing it. So
Give me a reason to put pants on for the first time in a month and a half.
man, I'm trying to attract more viewers to the stream. So I think we'll go for Bunny rather than you, just quietly.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair enough. Still though, pants are probably a good idea.
I like the red around her eyes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I do like that. I am a fan.
I was questioning the red above her eyebrows before, but then you said that there's going to be like a glow, so then that made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of red glow stuff, but yeah, I mean she's going to be very magical looking. I hope when we finish.
Yeah, I'm excited to paint this model. Did you see the add-on
Which one?
for this one?
Oh no, I didn't. What is it?
It's a heart. She's holding like a human heart.
Oh, that's right. I did see that. It looks fucking awesome. It looks fucking awesome.
I would much prefer this with a heart in its hand.
Yeah.
With the rotting sort of like messed up hand, and then the heart, like it's telling a story. It's telling a story, and I like a good story in a miniature.
Yeah. I'm very excited for the devil lady with the big horns.
Yep.
I feel like that was literally made for me because that is everything I love in a model.
Oh mate, as soon as Petrick was telling me about this Kickstarter, I was like, oh, Bunny's gonna lose her fucking shit.
I did. I was like screaming every time like I saw one of them unlocked. The fawn, oh my god, I would die for her.
Bunny's enthusiasm is what is pushing me ever so close to an all-in.
Do it.
She's working on me well, I might add.
If you get one of the higher levels, you get a pair of Inu socks.
Oh, I do collect socks actually.
Yeah.
Do you collect socks?
I do. I have a large collection of socks.
You were dumber than I thought.
A lot of basketball players, a lot of Star Wars ones. I don't know if anyone remembers Alia, the performer who died in it. Yeah, I have a pair of her socks I'm very fond of. I have a pair of socks with my daughter on them. And unicorns.
Now I can't make fun of you because that's a nice one, but
yeah. You can make fun of me for all the other ones.
Yeah.
Well, now I know what to get you for Christmas.
Yeah.
Just socks.
Just socks. Yeah. It was a thing for a bit there. I have some Wu-Tang socks. Very, very fond of those.
I'm very curious to see what the 75mm
figure.
What do you call these? Called stretch goals.
Yeah.
Gloomwood. I'm very curious to see what she is.
I haven't seen that, but I believe it's actually the artwork that he posted about. It's like a
2 days ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like a corner of her face.
Will you go all in on 35mm Echoes of Camelot, Dano?
Oh, you
Being
know what?
you've done 75, or are you going to go back in for the 30s?
I got 4 of them. I got because the pledge that I got gave me 4 of those bad boys, and at the time I was thinking to myself, I don't want fucking 35mm. Fuck off with your 35mm. And then I got them, and man, they're awesome. Like they really are genuinely good. I'll grab one out for you and I'll show you.
Yeah, I'd love to take a look at one.
I'm pleased to hear that your Camelot
Oh fucking hell! It was such a relief.
made it safely. Yeah.
It was such a relief. Where is the Camelot boxes? Somewhere here. Oh, actually, I might have put them there. There. Put them up here. You fucking idiot, Dano. You fucking idiot. Alright, here we go. Yeah, Sleepy Slang. It arrived in one full piece with 1 and a bit breakages. The one breakage was one of the models that I'd glued to the actual base came off, but there was no chips. There's no chips on any of them. And then one of the other models that I bubble wrapped snapped, but it was a clean break. So yeah, let's talk about that in a second, my future content, because I'm a bit concerned about it. So this is a 35mm. My favourite one's Circade, and I actually put him aside because I'm going to paint him myself at some point. I think I'll put him in my bits box. There he is. Yeah, because I'm going to do him. But yeah, check out the level of detail on this.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I got that guy. He's great.
Yeah, but in 35mm, like, I mean, it's so, look at this.
Still holds up really well.
It's just wild. And mate, the models are so good. Just so good. So the Merlin is neat. He was one of my least favourite models. Lancelot's good.
Did you get an upper?
The Morgana's good. No, they gave me the original Core 4 that came.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I had Green Knight 35 come out actually, because he had a lot of crazy shit if you got him.
Don't have him. No, I only got the 4. So someone said to me, yeah, you should do a Camelot diorama at 35mm scale. I said,
Mini Camelot.
that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting to try and do that. See
you know how? Did you see how David just did his Lord of the Rings thing?
David Aroba, the Fellowship. Yeah.
You should do that.
I could do a Fellowship. I like a Fellowship. All right, here we go, friends. This is the end of our stream for this evening. We're going to leave her like this, and I'll be back again on Sunday morning. We'll continue this super cool paint job. I think she looks good from that sort of distance, eh?
I think her lips could be a little bit darker.
A little bit more dark red.
More of like a blood red, like a deep red, rather than the bright red.
We're here right now. Let's do it. We got that shit. We have the technology. We can't rebuild.
She should make it look like she's drinking out of that soup bowl.
Good soup.
Good soup. It's just a good red soup, you know.
Delicious.
Just a bone broth.
Tomato. Just a rich tomato. Rich tomato. All right, I'll do another couple of glazes of that as we go. But yes, no, we're not going to do a varnish yet, mate. No varnish for tonight because I'm not finished with airbrushing. I'm not finished with a few things.
I did see that you had great victory on your before you finished.
Would you like to see it? Here we go. This will be the last thing I show everyone for tonight. You're all very welcome. This is Alfonso Giraldez's Banshee Art Studio. I'm just going to sit here like this.
And most of the inks, all of the inks are at least slightly satin. Don't worry, because then you can use matte varnish in between steps.
It's playing on the stream. You can't see it. You can't see it. You can't hear it. but it's playing on the stream. Anyway, all it is, Bunny, you can watch this back later. Alfonso says he uses matte varnish.
Oh, hell yeah.
So Big Dano wins. Big Dano wins. Alright, friends, let's find some champion we can raid. Raid. Mini Den's on.
Yeah,
Mike
send it to
Moans.
me, Dan. Luke is a champion.
He is a great dude. Yeah, let's go raid him. I haven't seen him for a while. I probably won't hang out because I'm going to go play some Darkest Dungeon. Maybe masturbate furiously.
You haven't told me how Hugo is today.
Oh, he's awesome.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, he is awesome. He went to daycare yesterday, had a really good time.
That's good.
And he's the best. So
Agreed.
he is, yep. Alright friends, thank you for joining me tonight. Looking forward to seeing you all again on Sunday morning. Cheers! Read!
And cut.